Yo, 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 welcome to Crate 808, and today we have on a very special guest, a man who's got the funk from the California coastline, from a place that is hanging up the haze from a clothesline, a champ with no ring, he's unsung and don't sing, he's been different places, seen so many faces, he went to high school with Nicole Richie, she had braces. He's even known Mark Ronson before the accent and met Be Real before time for some action. Yes, it's the honest, slow flow rapper with the most commas. It's nothing but love. He's like Muggs when Cube told him to make it rough. Man, we've got evidence back in their house. How are you doing, bro?
That's the best intro. No capping. That's the best intro, man. For real.
Mate, I had to. This new album, bro, it's all there. It's all there. And you've been dropping these gems for us. And before we get in, I'm not sure if you remember, but we asked everyone the same question. But before I ask you, man, how are the squirrels? How are the squirrels doing?
They're not here right now. They'll be back.
Oh, damn. How are they all good, yeah? The squirrels?
Yeah, squirrels.
Wicked. I love that. Oh, damn. There you go. It's real. The love is real. Yes.
Squirrel Tape Instrumentals Part 2 coming.
Part 2. Whoa.
Made already. So we're going.
Let's go. I'm here for it. Evie, before we jump in then, least hip-hop thing you've done the last 24 hours, my friend?
I took my son to school on time.
There's layers to that. That's a quick response, but there's layers to that answer. Okay, I'm enjoying that. Parenthood 101. Parenthood 101, man. Love it.
He lost his front tooth, and then the other one's falling out. So it's been a crazy day.
Oh, man. Yeah, drama. Well, this is going to be hopefully a bit more fun for you because Unlearning Volume 1, by the time we drop this, it should be out. People out there listening to it, I'm sure. But I wanted to hear from you anyway about this album. When we last talked to you in like 2020, you were talking a lot about creative evolution. You were saying like how you wanted to shoot the weatherman in the head and go forwards. So really, how are you feeling now? The piece of work is done. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm rolling it out right now. So not everybody is in the loop yet. But the rollouts felt really good. I've been putting out videos unconventionally every 3 weeks on the day.
Yeah.
And, kind of letting the videos reflect where I am musically, not really overdone, overkilled. Not doing like big high production value videos right now. Just, I kind of just want to, I want to establish A to B, and the best way through that, I think, is just through simplicity right now. So I'm feeling good. I felt great the day I turned it in because, I did what I set out to do. How the world takes it is on them. I did feel like I did what you and I talked about, and I stuck to it. And as much as I've preached that to everybody else, I did what I've been talking about, and that's just stripping shit back a little bit. I feel like when you get to a place, we keep adding and keep adding and keep adding, looking for the high in the addition, when the best thing might be to just peel it all back. And so this is a stripped down record, in the sense that like my choruses aren't all doubled and vocal aligned, and not everything is 16s with 8-bar hooks in 3-verse format. And I've just been doing what felt right. I tried to make this album feel like one ID. I pushed for it, but they were like, "You're absolutely out of your mind." I really wanted this whole album to be just one ID, like a one long ass, like a 40-minute song. You know what I mean? But that's not realistic. Let's just be honest. It's not good for any business practices or whatever. But I thought about that mostly when I was playing it. Segues, transitions, fast, slow, and then I if you're picking up from whether or not I left on that record with By My Side, which was the record about, what I was dealing with here. And that was an optimistic record, and shit fell apart after that and didn't go the way I planned. And so I had a real rough time for 2 years, like fucked. I had to work through it. And I did have happy moments. I'm not going to paint it like it was just all bad. But for the most part, working through a rough time instead of trying to wait for it to get right and then present some Superman image. Nah, it was just like, this is going to be transparent. The reason I did feel comfortable putting it out was because for the majority of the people I played it for, they did see the light at the end of the tunnel on the record. It wasn't all bad, you know? And so I was like, okay, as long as it's leading to optimism and something like that shows strength and not just weakness and being kicked over and hurtling up in a corner, I won't let it come out if it was like that. But I really feel like it didn't, as much as I could be honest to my time. And so for that, I'm proud. And I'm also proud that I did Unlearning, which is unlearn all the shit that I thought were all the rules. And so if I don't have to really do anything, I don't have to stick to my Weatherman format for this record. I can always come back to that. I can always do something else. Even if I shoot him in the head, maybe he's on life support and we get him back. You know what I mean? Or whatever. And so, and then starting a new chapter, a new book, Unlearning, Volume 1. They can make a part 2 now. I've opened up something else. And that feels really good, man. Because if you just, I'm sure Stephen King wants to do something else once in a while, right? And then he's fucking writing another ass fuck. You know what I mean? You're good at that shit. Yeah. And so, you know, and so that's how I feel right now. I feel good about what I've done. And now how the world takes it is on them.
Yeah. Man, thank you for that answer, because that's filled in just a lot of the gaps I had listening to this record. Because again, it's a really personal record. And we talked about it before, like your work is personal. And I feel like this is, again, exactly like that. And for all the bells and whistles and high production values, what's beautiful about this record is the fact that when you peel it back, there's so much heart in there, which I'm loving. And you talking there about unlearning, and I know the track Unlearning, you release a single, but that's not on the album. But that seems like a very obvious kind of transition to this album. It could have been on this album.
Yeah, it set the tone. But if it's Unlearning, I don't have to put it on there. That's all I'm getting at. And I had so many other records, Lost in Time, Pardon Me, Delayed the Issue. A lot of records I felt were like continuations of that. So I'm making a 45 of that record with the instrumental, which everyone's been asking for, which is coming out, which will feed everyone who needs that physical. And then streaming is available for that song as well. So it's right there. But the and then, you know, deluxe version of the album coming, I'll probably put a couple other songs in that on it as well. And so that song is key. But for me, it's like for the real ones who knew. You know what I mean? When everything else is done.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that subject of unlearning then, because I mean, I've been in a position before in dark times when I have had to unlearn a lot about myself as well. But I was wondering for you, when you said, like, when was that even concept hitting your head? Was it because it sounds like a Royce excerpt you've got there of Royce talking about unlearning the shit that won't help you going forward. Was that the first time you heard it, or was it something you talked about before and Royce just happened to say it?
Now, Unlearning has been around, the title has been around with me for a while. I always planned on it being a song. You know, I didn't plan on it going much further than that. But the title is social media, you know, it's Unlearning is, people know you say that it's not like a foreign concept. A lot of people are tuned into what Unlearning is, you know, but I think it came, why Unlearning was so important to me was how am I going to venture out of my weather series? Because it's all Weatherman, you know, Cats and Dogs, Weather and Layover, all these things that were easy for me. So I was like, how do I exit this? Well, Unlearning. Okay, that's cool. Now I kind of really wiping the slate clean with that title. It does. Yeah. You really don't know what to expect. And I felt like it was appropriate for where I was at and my mentality of, I'm not switching nothing up, really. If you listen to this record, it's still, it's not like I'm switching genre or, you know, I didn't trap or I'm not really doing that by any means. But I felt like I'm really into the intricacies of things right now and a lot of producer and shop talk and things like this, where it's like, if I try to explain it too much, I might sound like a weird scientist or something crazy. So for me, all right, cool. I can broad stroke that as Unlearning right now, which leads it to anything I want to do is there for me. And and anything I want that I feel is right is right. And I just trusted my gut with this. And so the best part is making it part one, because now I set myself up for maybe part two is crazy sonic and wild show driven, you know, and now I feel like this is my new demo to my new career. And a lot of people I know are not willing to take those chances, you know, and so I'm definitely proud of myself for that. You know?
You absolutely should be, by the way, because that's a hard thing, man. When you've got a fan base and they have expectations, man, the fact is, I'm a fan first and foremost. And when I heard this, it's just beautiful to see artists like evolving. It's like not just evolving sonically, but telling me where you're at right now. That is a lot for a fan. I feel like I get that in this album. And just going on to a few other things then, because I mean, this is the Better You is a great opener. Al on the beats. Could you give me a bit of a history? You must have like a million beat packs from Al you could choose from, and this beat stuck out to you. Just interested to see the story behind it, man.
Yeah, because I have the go-to winning Alchemist beats where the beat is already winning before I start rapping.
Damn, yeah.
And so this one, I didn't pick that one. I wanted to sell the record. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of choices like that. But yeah, I mean, come on. I have one Alchemist track on this album. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's unlearning right fucking there. That's scary as shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's another testament to where I'm at. I'm there, you know, four out of 7 days of the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
We have a lot coming up together as well. But just where I'm at.
You almost told me, Evie, you got a lot coming out. If there's another Step Brothers, bro, I am. Yeah, but the thing is,
I have an Alchemist lighter leash, so when you put this on, nobody can take your fucking lighter. That's what I have.
That is perfect. Go cop those, people. Go cop those, mate. But that's what I mean about. I know who you are. I've seen your music, and the fact that with them, there's only one that didn't even matter to me. What mattered to me was, where are you going with this? And my next question was actually going to be, like, I need to talk collabs with you generally, because I know you've collaborated in the past. I know you've done single stuff. You've done a lot, right? And when you're tapping into my rap matrix, you've got Boldy James on there. You got Conway on there, and you've got like Navy Blue, bro, like one of my favorite new rappers. And to me, it was like Evie's just tapped in right now with me. I just want to hear from you, like, on those kind of rappers that you've got on here, the artists you've got on here. What are they bringing for you? Like each of them, like Boldy, Navy, Conway. How is that for you working with those guys?
Those are all people who are true to what I'm inspired by, and true to who is in my immediate circle, and true to being able to reach out to without feeling too like it's an industry thing, you know? And so one that just shows I'm blessed to be around such an ill squad of people. And, you know, and having them come and bless my shit and killing it, by the way, everybody showed up, says a lot to me even more. It means they give a shit. And so that's huge for me. With Navy Blue, you know, I've done a lot of work with him. I've produced a bunch of joints. Some of them made him out. Two have been out, but there's other ones we got that are fire too. And, so that's a real working relationship with somebody who I'm just genuinely inspired by. Fly Anakin, man, he came over to my crib, sitting right here doing the verse. And I'm working with Gray Matter on Unlearning, his producer. And so natural, boom. And then Boldy, we had Gray October on that. You know what I mean? And I felt honored to be on that. Like, come on, man. And so getting him on this was just another fucking victory, and he showed up crazy.
Yeah.
And then Conway, that was okay. I got a Derringer beat, but it doesn't really sound like a Derringer beat. And so how am I going to put this together here? And so I was like, fuck it. If I could get Conway, this would be just crazy.
Yeah.
And then we pulled it off. And so I'm like, shit. And he was cool enough to where I'm like, I didn't do that one with him. He did that somewhere else. But I told him my first line of each verse is, I wrote this on the Amsterdam Canal. I wrote this on the first thing I could find to write it. So he comes in, I wrote this on the basement, smoking aces, whatever, how he's sipping ace, whatever he said right there. It was crazy. Yeah. He came in saying the same shit I said, right? And so it was like, oh, this is real camaraderie here. Like, this is fire. I love when records work out like that.
Yo, just interrupting this episode to give you a quick update on our plans for 2021. But before I do, just remember to subscribe on YouTube and like this video. Also, get involved in the comments. We always have some dope takes on there, so shout out to people that are getting involved. We love reading them, and hopefully some more of you guys can get on there and we'll shout you out on the episodes coming up. Now, on to 2021. We here at Crate 808 are setting up a Patreon where for the price of a pint or a coffee every month, we'll be bringing you even more dope hip-hop episodes. Simply go to crate808.com, subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get all the updates on our plans, but as a taster, each month we're thinking of bringing you 90s rap hidden gem album reviews that you can vote for. So if you enjoy people like Master Ace, Diamond D, The Lynch Mob, Paris, Big Noid, Blase, we'll be doing a lot more of those. We're going to do our Why I Love series, the MF Doom and J Dilla editions. Each month we'll bring on a guest and dig into why they love a certain Doom or JD track, and then test that love. How deep is that love? So expect some nostalgia right there. Next up, Wu-Tang Chronicles Ghostface Killer Edition. We're aiming here, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but we're aiming to go through every solo Wu project, and we're going to start with Ghostface catalogue. So we're going to go in, we're going to talk about the music, we're going to talk about the fashion sense, and just some of the amazing bars he's dropped in that career. So you can expect that as well. And then for every patron who comes on, get your name on the credits, the Crate 808 credits, and in our Hall of Fame. So that'll be, I don't know how that's going to look right now, but we're going to give each of you a little bit of shine and a shout out on the show. And the Griselda Marathon, I want to do it. If we get enough patrons, we're going to do it. We're going to go through every single Griselda project and really let's dive in, yeah? So get involved. Hit up crate808.com, subscribe to the newsletter, as well as the YouTube and the podcast. Now, back to the episode. Yeah.
So the guests are cool. But once again, I don't have Slug on this album. I had him on all my shit. Defari is not on this album. Rocka's not on this album. It's it's a different step for me. Once again, unlearning. I got Mr. Green producing on this record, and Q3, and it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Well, the other one,
V-Don
on there. You got Nottz on here. It's like,
but it doesn't. None of it sounds like maybe what you'd expect from them, because I still made it feel like you might have to look at the track list to see who did which one.
Yeah. And that's absolutely true, though, because I didn't know until I got some of the line notes. Oh, wow, okay. There was actually another one I want to talk to you about. Pardon Me. I think it's Animos that you had on for that. Pardon Me.
And Animos.
Yeah, like that is a beautiful song, bro. Like, I'm just going to say it. That is a beautiful song. It's so insightful.
That's my demo version, bro. And I do my demo version, and then I go to Alchemist, and then I go kick it over there correctly in a booth, and everyone's watching, and I make sure I show up. You know what I mean? And that one, I tried re-kicking it 5 times, like clean Sony CG800 microphone, all perfect, and it didn't feel nothing like it did the way I just did it. And so I had to clean up some shitty vocals and work on shit. And all this is part of unlearning. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but I couldn't get my heart back to where I was when I was just bleeding, you know what I mean? And so a lot of things didn't work out the way I wanted to, but in the end are revealing themselves for the right reason.
Yeah, that's deep, man. And talking about deep, the outro to that last minute, I don't know who that is that you've sampled for that, but when he talks about the 3 stages of creativity, which are imitation, emulation, and innovation, I mean, sometimes you take this stuff for granted, bro. And when someone says it like that and it hits you in the third eye where you're like, oh, yeah, like sometimes you don't even make the last one. You don't even make innovation, sometimes you don't in life.
My whole life is that. I started out imitating, just like he said. Then I moved into emulation. I want to be Premier Pete Rock so bad. You know what I mean? And, and it sounds like that. And then at what point do you just gotta be like, Pete Rock might have been influenced by Marley Marl, but at some point he stopped caring and went into who he really was, right? And so when am I going to ever get to do that? You know what I mean? And so the innovation part is scary, and it might not always be the best thing for a successful music career, but that emulation place seems real safe and so, people who move into innovation are all the people who I respect the most.
Yeah.
And I want to be on the team. It's going to be a process, you know what I mean? And this is my first curve stab at it. maybe part two is just different than this. I have to see where it takes me, but I do feel like there's a new little lease I got on my career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still
it feels like that. It feels like that.
Yeah,
on
I
the
got
album.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because when you're saying that, though, because like the Squirrel beat tape, stuff like that, there is more to your artistry and tapestry of your career. And this emulation thing, I was listening to, this sort of Dell recently and Hyro generally, but also a lot of like Quick. And I was like, those are the people who definitely went to that third level. And when I look at artists, like, you may not see yourself going there or find it hard to picture yourself there, but as a fan, from back in the day Dilated to now, that's there, that thread is there for me. So just if you haven't heard it yet, I just thought you should know that it seems like you're on the path for me as a fan just listening. So yeah,
it means a lot, bro. Honestly, there's some people who are going to tell you it means a lot, and it's part of what they're supposed to say, and I appreciate that too, but it really does mean a lot.
Okay, man, wicked. Another one on Pardon Me, though, before I go, because I know we were talking about your son last time as well. Is that him at the start counting in that little transition? Or yeah. Yes, okay. How's he doing? How's he doing, man?
He's amazing. He's great, man.
Yeah,
he's a ball of amazing energy.
Wicked. Is he into baseball? I had to ask because I know you were into it. Is he into it?
We play catch in the backyard. That's all he knows about baseball yet. And he knows what the Dodgers are, and that's about it.
That's it. Okay, cool. Wicked, man. So again, before I actually move on, because I know you're into photography and the imagery and the Boldy video. By the time this is out, that's the only one I've seen. But again, the visuals are always on point. The artwork, I was actually going to ask you, because like jigsaw pieces, and it's just dope. What the story behind that, if you had one?
So I reached out to Brent Rollins. Brent Rollins is the guy who created the Dilated People's logo and did a lot of the layouts for us to coincide with the photography of whatever photographer had shot the shots. Brian, B+ or Block, or we had Bill at one time, all kind of different people. And he's just like an iconic dude in the art world to me and to most who know what he does. So I reached out and I tried to have him involved in whether or not he was too busy. And so I hit him back this time, like, I got a little time to mess with here. Are you interested? And he took a stab at it. And we found this, if you look on the cover, on the bottom left of the cover, there's a Gary Burton album from the 70s of him playing the xylophone. And it's like a lot of different images of him playing it, like a slow shutter kind of shot.
Yeah.
And so I thought about that idea, and then he was like, I like that. And so we shot me in the studio doing a lot of shit, and I put the cover on the cover of where it was inspired by as a little, what do they call it?
Oh yeah, where they go in and in. Yeah.
Called something like
Russian doll?
like a little Easter egg, yes. I gave you like a clue. Yeah. I don't know if that's in America, but anyway, it's there. And then he decided, what about Unlearning? What if we make a puzzle, but we make the wrong pieces fit? So a piece from your blind is on your shirt, but it's the correct piece, but it's not the right visual. And your head is chopped off because the mixer that piece fits right there. And so the whole thing is just basically showing how the only way to do this puzzle is to put the wrong images in the correct places, and it's just a metaphor for Unlearning. So he's crazy.
That's dope. That is so dope. I love that story. It's wicked, man. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. We just talked about Nottz a minute ago, and I had to talk about, I think might become my favorite track on here, Lost in the Park. That is just...
I love that song, man. I love that. That song is my heart. And I kind of put it at the end as I needed something strong right there, and so like normally that would be a song I'd be representing with, but this time I put Jim Dean off the last album, Bad Publicity, like right at the beginning, like those two. This one, I felt like we blended his sound a little different, and it's not as sharp, and it kind of fit in right. And I don't know, man. It's like if there's somebody who we're supposed to let them know how much we appreciate them while they're here before it's too late, it's not. Because it's just like, and for Alchemist for this reason and Nottz for this reason, right? And they're like, to me, and Premiere is like, and everybody else is way. Those are my gods. Like the poster is still on the wall. It ain't never coming down. Right, yeah. But like Nottz, like, and now, like, wow, like recently, like Nottz, if you follow his Instagram, like he's making 20 beats a fucking day, man. Like, and they're no slouch, everything, you know, and it's like, and it's a private account. He's not even trying to impress you. You gotta like ask to be invited, you know, and he's just so talented on a music level, like the bass lines and the swing. It's like to compare him to Jay Dilla is unfair because that was Jay Dilla and this is Nottz, but for sure. He's right. It's fucking Nottz.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the heart, and we talked about heart before and all that, but for some reason this track hit my heartstrings. And I think I actually was smoking whilst walking, and your lyric was hit the weed whilst I'm walking the park. And I was like, damn, that's what I'm doing right now. And that lockdown feeling, you know, and we're getting out of it a little bit, but that lockdown feeling was still there when I heard this track. I was like, oh man, yeah, it's just there. So yeah, big up on that one. What else I have? Man, I've got so many here. Mr. Green, Won't Give Up the Danger. That last verse on there, it's just like crazy.
That verse is something everybody told me. So like when Enzo's mom passed away, Enzo, my son, you know, Wendy passed away. Though that was something like, yo, you need some money, I got you. You might need some time, I got you. You're always pretending like you never asked for shit. Stop doing that. Like it was literally, I just took memories of it, something everyone said to me at funeral or wherever the fuck, and I wrote my first third person verse, you know, which was crazy.
Yeah. I mean but it just stands out, bro. And and again, it's that beat is sick, and just the way the beat switches near the end, you know, that little beat switch, that pitch switches, it's crazy. But Murkage Dave is like, wow, the UK flavor here that's what I'm talking about.
Slug, you got to give Slug his props on that. I had that song, I sent it to Slug. I was like, it had no chorus on it, and I said, what do I do? What happens in between these verses? And he was like, you need reggae. You need like, he sent me a Smith & Wesson song. He's like, something like this.
Wow.
And I forgot, Soundboy Burial, I forgot which song it was, but it was like, you're right. Then he called me back. He's like, no. You need a British voice. He's like, you need that voice. And he's like, and here it is. He sent me a Murkage Dave video, and I watched it and I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, somebody put me up on him because I guess Atmosphere used the same sample that he had used in a song. So that somebody had mentioned it, and that's how he got up on him. And then what's funny is I know Budgie, and I know a lot of the homies Murkage shit, right? And so so he's like, Dave is the man. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, okay. Damn. And so I just hit him on Twitter DM, not even DM. I went Twitter route. And you trying to fuck with this or not? I'd love to work. And he was like, okay. He's like, I'd be interested in checking it out. So I sent it to him. He came to my show, Jazz Cafe.
Nice.
Yeah, and then, you know, he fucking turned out to be a real one.
That's so dope, man.
Super cool.
Beautiful, bro.
I love that voice, man. It's so good.
Yeah, no, so it works. It works. And again, that unlearning thing, it's only just keeps hitting me now once you've been mentioning it, is, oh my God, I don't think I would have heard you do this before. But it's so great that you are.
No way.
You said there about Jazz Cafe, by the way. I don't know, is it too early? But are there any plans for a tour, or is it too early, or what?
I have Los Angeles coming up in September, full capacity. And Chicago has made an offer. New York has made an offer. Whether I'm going to do a full tour to close the routing in between all of that is still to be debated. And then overseas offers are coming in.
Let's go.
Coming in.
Let's go, Evie.
So, yeah. With my son now and being full-time dad, it's going to be a little tricky because I want him to be good at school. So I'm going to have to, I'm working personal obstacles out here. So if you see me, know that everything is taken care of and I'm good with it. And otherwise I'm gonna have to put them way out and feel what's right in my heart. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you know, crazy, but it's just life.
yeah.
So we'll figure it out. I miss the people. I'm if you've ever seen me perform, you know I'm reserved. Sometimes it's hard for me to order pancakes from a fucking waitress without acting weird. But if you put me on a stage in front of people, for some reason I get to let go, and all my inhibitions go out, or all my fears and all that shit jumps out the window, and I get to honestly be truly something for an hour where I can't do that in any other part of my life. So it's I miss it, man, for that reason. And then monetarily too, I took a super huge hit, but I had done good the year before, and so it got me through Corona time or whatever. But yeah, I'll figure out the right thing will be presented to me, and I'll do what's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you say that, you know, you say there about like not being able to order and stage fight. I remember you talked about rapper Big Pooh like a year or so ago. We had him on, and he talks about you. It's just such a weird cycle of events. And he was talking about stage fright. Did you ever like suffer with stage fright, or did you just like, was it just click?
I suffer before going on stage fright. My foot touches the stage, it's over. It's done. There's no way to go back. So you're gonna sink or swim then. So I choose to swim. But yeah, before the show, I'm a mess. Trying to hit a joint, I'm like getting nauseous hitting it. Anybody talking to me, I'm just like, I'm not listening to them. You know, trying to go blank. But I would imagine that anybody who loves what they do does that. Any baseball pitcher, basketball player, anybody who just walks out onto the court and is like, "What's good?" I don't believe you. You know, if you love this shit that much, you're gonna feel some way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Props for just doing it, man. Absolutely. Just one of the final ones I want to talk to you about as well. All Money 1983. I think it's Q3 on that. Were you named after Al Pacino?
I was.
Damn.
Well, I was named his character from The Godfather.
Right.
Michael. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I met Al Pacino. Yeah, like my dad took me to a party in LA. My godfather Vinny, it sounds crazy, right? My godfather Vinny was a dude in LA who like was notorious for like. Have you seen Supermensch? You ever seen that?
No, I don't think I have. You
should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was notorious for being a hospitable hoster. What's the word? He was all about his guests, and he always had parties and catering to everyone's. Being that guy, tell me he would have a bag of weed he would give him, and he would put it in a drawer, and when he wanted it a year later, it would be there. And that's how, or maybe it was more than weed, but whatever it was, this type of guy, real reliable. Like a real fucking up guy. Yeah. And he had a party and Al Pacino was there.
Right.
Yeah, I went to a party and my dad brought me and I was probably 6 or something, and Al Pacino was there. I had on a leather jacket and my dad introduced me to him. I was like, holy shit, that's the dude right there. He was like, nice jacket, kid. That was it.
Oh, fantastic. What a fantastic little episode in your life. Absolutely, man. So what was
Big lighter?
Sorry, go. Yeah. Boat. That's it, man. So what was the driving force behind that track though? Like the actual track, All Money 1983. Like, where did that come from? Why did you put that one on here? I loved it, but yeah, I just wanted to hear.
That was the year that I. Hold on one sec. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all good, man. Good.
That was the year I met him at that party.
Oh.
So yeah, I was just Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I get you.
And that's like
I feel you.
But then all money is not good money was just really, that was just part of the story. Because after I veered in the story, I just went to I don't know much, but what my worth is, all money is not good money. Yeah. And so, the chorus is just, it don't necessarily have anything to do with that part of the story. As some of my songs do, they evolve as they go on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, I mean, again, people go check out that album. Album is dope. I just wanted to hear as well, like, I know it's hard because you've just completed a piece of work, but are you in a mode now where you've still got creativity going, or are you more like, do you know what? I'm going to kick back a minute. I want this to kind of get out there. How are you feeling right now, though, on that front?
I'm halfway in part 2 right now. I'm hitting the button.
Oh,
I'm trying to. I'm not going to do the long wait shit. That's part of this too. It's going to be like. Turn the faucet on, and so it's like I'm starting my own record label right now.
Okay.
It's called Bigger Picture Recordings, and Squirrel Tape 2 is my first release, and I have a Planet Asia album that I've produced and a Domo Genesis EP that I've produced, and I have a Fly Anakin 45, and I'm working on releasing the Domo Genesis project we did a couple years ago, only digital on vinyl. Navy Blue 45. Sorry, I'm looking at my board. I'm going to do hopefully a Vel Wonder 45 and a Rocka EP and all this shit, and really start to build my presence as a producer.
Yeah.
This album, me rapping, is on Rhymesayers. I think there'll be another one with them. And then after that, I'll probably merge myself onto my label, become my own artist, and might even have them involved in it, to be honest, because great relationship. Yeah. And so exciting time ahead for me creatively right now. I really want to harness what I'm feeling and what I'm inspired by and create my narrative the way I want to.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot brewing right now with me, and hopefully this record is just the jump off of a lot of good things to come.
Damn, because when you're doing stuff like that, bro, I'm not going to put pressure on you or anything like that, but when you're doing stuff like that, one thing I realized when we dropped our first conversation, maybe I was a bit naive or whatever, but the amount of feedback we had from our first convo was unreal. Your fans seem to be they cotton on to what you're doing. And I feel like what you're doing here when you're building it out, it's like building a bit of a legacy, right? It's a lineage where other people can look at it and be like, Evie did that. And hopefully other artists can, like you hear Navy Blue now, he's so young, but in 10, 15 years, who knows, man, he could be doing similar things. And I feel what you're doing, it's just laying a statement out there, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, man, good luck with all that.
And I feel like I need to boss up and be where I deserve for how long I've been in the game. Because you don't want to see me. I don't think any fan wants to see me flying far away just to pay a bill, or, they don't know the ins and outs. But for real, like, I want to build something really great and let my shows and when I do things publicly be a pleasure and not out of sheer necessity. And so with that said, sometimes necessity drives greatness, and a lot of careers were made off necessity. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think people want to see me this deep in the game doing something where I'm building something for myself, And so I'm really excited about what's going to happen these next couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it all, man. Question. Is that Phil Collins in the back?
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Phil Collins over there, and then I have Pearl Jam.
Nice.
Poster. I like Pearl Jam. They're all right. I mean, they're cool, but more because Tristan E., my man, designed it for them. And it's really sick and numbered it and autographed it for me. So, yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Can I just make this point right now? At university over here, I used to love Phil Collins, and all the heads used to rinse me. I'm on a chat now with Evidence, and Evidence has got Phil Collins on his wall. Fuck you, motherfuckers. That's all I wanted to say. That is
I had amazing. A line that said, who doesn't Phil Collins?
Right?
The fuck?
Right? Thank you, Evie. Thank
Come
you
on,
for
man.
just
He's
yes.
a drummer, bro. He's a drummer, and he blew up as a pop star in his 40s.
Yeah.
Like, respect that shit.
And he was bald as shit. He was so bald.
Bald
And he
as
was
shit. Yeah, come on, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's some role modeling for you. Oh man, amazing. Thank you. Evie, man, this has been amazing. Thank you for delivering this album. Thank you for just chatting about this. One thing I had to ask you, because I just watched the Hyro doc again yesterday. I told you I was into them. And you pop up for a minute. Have you got over the batting practice alternative that was on 93 Til Infinity?
Never. Fuck that. I hate the version on their album.
Really? Oh, you're not even grown on you?
Fuck that version.
The original is better.
All day. OG version all day.
Yeah. That original is unreal. Absolutely. But, I was wondering if it had grown on you since that doc, but obviously not. So, but Evie, man, before I go then, last great piece of music you heard. Could be old, could be new, can't be on this album because this album's great, but, is there another piece that you heard recently? Oh, okay.
I heard Boldy James' next album.
No. I'm here with the T for the reason, man. Come on. It's serious. Okay. That man's been on one. Man's been on one. Okay.
Crazy.
Okay. I'm taking that and I'm just going to wait for that drop. So yeah, man, thank you, Evie, man. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you soon. Good luck with all the album launch and everything. And hopefully we link up one more time whenever, and much love to the fam and all that, man.
I love what you're doing, bro. It's important.
Thank you.
Keep killing that shit. Yeah.
Thank you.
For real.
Evie,
you're tapped in and you understand what's going on. Yes. Keep going.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Much love and good luck. And yeah, peace, bro. Peace.